What's shaking? It's bacon. And yesterday Bungie came out with their stream of the Taken King, showing us new features that are coming to the game and really just getting us really hyped for what's to come. And I want to cover it, but originally I was gonna cover it all in one video, like all compact. But then I realized I wouldn't be able to do that. The video would be terribly long, especially since there's so much content in this. And even with the House of Wolves, when they did their stream, I was unable to do it all in one. And this is the same amount of content, if not more content. So it's like out of the question. So I wanted to break down every bit of important information that I thought was pretty cool and, you know, separate them. So hopefully you'll watch all of them and see how I feel about some of these changes and new additions. So in this video we're going to be talking about Vault Space, and this new thing that's sort of like Vault Space, and it's really crazy. All of it is insane. So the entire stream they were teasing us with that vault. We kept asking vault. Nope, we're not talking about that until the butt end of the video. And I mean, it was worth it. Before we get into the actual vault changes, let's talk about the things that I'm saying are similar to Vault Space. And these are our collections. Now, Bungie has decided to give us collections for many of the things that we collect in Destiny. The collectibles, that's why it's called a collection. And the things that we're able to collect are shaders, ships, emblems, exotic armors, and exotic weapons. And these collections are separate. They each get their own collection thing. And you'll be able to walk up to any of these screens. They're like a little plasma screen on the wall. It's like holographic or whatever. And you just go into your collection, get to access it. And this applies to every single one of its kind in the game. What I mean by this is every emblem in the game you'll be able to see in the collection thing. Everything you're able to get will be in the collection thing. You'll be able to actually try your hardest to get everything. This is amazing for completionists, people who want to say, hey, I did all this, I got all this, I got all this. Will be able to feel really great and be able to look at their accomplishments. It's an amazing feature, and now we won't have to scrap emblems for space or shaders for space. And I think that that is amazing. It's just gonna add so much fun to the game because you're gonna be able to not worry about holding on to things. It'll just be there for you whenever you want to pick it up. And they actually said once a shader is acquired by you, it'll be out of the pool. You won't be able to get it again because it'll be in your collection, so you don't have to worry about getting it ever again. And say you get a shader that you really wanted and then you just get it again instead of something else you could have wanted, that won't happen. You won't have to worry about that. Once you have it, it's done. You won't see it pop up anymore. You can worry about what's to come next. And that is epic to me. I feel like that just is such a weight lifted off our shoulders. And also, you'll be getting shaders a lot easier now because they've upped the percentage of the drops. So, fabulous. That is just great. I'm not sure how this applies to other things, but I wouldn't be surprised if ships and emblems were the same. I'm not sure about exotics. That is a touchy subject that I don't want to place any labels on because I genuinely do not know. And in the case of exotics, you'll be able to see just how many exotics you're missing. And there's also a kind of higher plane of existence for exotics. That's some crazy choice words, but whatever. So our year one exotics, our vanilla exotics, we'll be able to take up and turn them into Taken King type exotics on that same playing field. So I could take Suros and turn it into this new version back in black Suros. This thing is beast because you can change if it's fast or it's slow firing. I think that that is amazing. And they said that this emphasizes that versatility when it comes to the Suros brand. The Suros brand prides themselves on being able to switch up your playstyle. If you want to have a faster rate of fire, you're able to do that with the new Suros regime. And they're pushing that onto a lot of their Suros weapons and Suros models. So that is amazing to see that it is being shown off in their greatest creation, the Suros regime. Well, to our knowledge. And this applies to a lot of the exotics. Like, we see Red Death, the Last Word, Invective, Truth, and what we presume to be the Solar Thunderlord, all as ascended versions of our old weapons, our old exotics. And I think that this is amazing to see that they're getting upgrades, and even graphical upgrades. Like, they look pretty, they look great. I like that they're, maturing, if anything, with us as Guardians getting stronger. And this is what they've been kind of pushing towards us. You'll see new things. It's going to be better than what you already have. It's going to get prettier, prettier, prettier. And I'm liking it in this regard. I'm really loving it. But what I found funny about this was that the exotic weapons that we see here, we had more in the teaser. We got to see more weapons in the teaser. And this is a correction I wanted to make. In my video with Vin talking about the teaser and what we saw, I said that there was an exotic sniper rifle or whatever, but I'm changing that. Originally I thought this was Sleeper Simulant, but Vin told me, no, this is in the special weapons category. There's no way. It doesn't even look like it. And I was like, scratching my head. All right, guy. But I think that this is the sleeper. I had someone who watches my videos hit me up, and shout out to you, man. Like, really, thank you for confirming this for me. But yeah, it is sleeper. That's what I'm saying it is right now. It's sleeper. And I guess they hid the other exotics that we saw in the teaser just because they didn't want to expose their perks just yet. They wanted to be a little surprise day one. And I'm fine with that, because right now it's on to Vault Space, the real Vault. Forget all this collection stuff, even though it's amazing and cool. We have the Vault. They finally cracked it open, and guess what we saw? Double the amount of space for your weapons. 2 times more space for weapons, a little bit over 2 times more space for your armor, and the same size for your minuscule materials and stuff like that. This is insane, because they didn't have to do this. In all honesty, they did not have to do this, because by adding the collections, you're taking away a lot of the things that take up our vault space today. The exotics, the shaders, the ships, all that is removed, and in its place could be your regular legendary things. But for them to double and over double your stuff, and they didn't, leaving the minuscule items alone was fine. It is so amazing. I'm so very grateful, because this is going to help me a lot when it comes to reviewing legendary weapons, because I was scared I was going to have to scrap things and stuff like that, but that won't be a problem here. I'll be able to have as many weapons as I want. I could be a hoarder, because the added space, the removed things that I won't have to worry about, the addition of those two alone is madness. And you know what else is crazy? On the topic of the vault, one of the things we got to see was a sword. Now this was, a little speculation, because earlier in some footage we saw a sword as a heavy slot, and now they scrolled over and we saw a sword, and it was a arc sword. So you're able to block with it, defend with it, and incoming void and solar damage won't do as much. But arc damage will do normal damage to you. It's gonna hurt more because you're the same typing. It's kind of like a Nightfall. And that is incredible news. And presumably, I'm gonna guess that they're gonna make one for each of the damage types. Solar, Void, and Arc. And what made me really curious and kind of excited was to be a Sunslinger with a flaming sword. Could you imagine the carnage? And on top of that, I was wondering, maybe Arc Blade, I could use this during Arc Blade, maybe, just maybe, come on. Give me the Arc one and I would just tear people up. Oh my gosh. Granted, it may not be the best choice in a lot of situations, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, just like the Sleeper. How excited I was over the Sleeper, I'm just as excited over this sword. And we actually get to see the sword on this guy's back. It's not even, the teaser is already over. We saw the teaser, but they're still teasing us. I don't know what's up with that. And since we're talking about weapons, I want to tell you guys that in the next video, I'm going to be covering the gunsmith and the madness that is ensuing on Arms Day. And I'll be breaking that all down and giving you guys my thoughts on that. And as a final thing I wanted to say was, I didn't hear anything about sparrows. Now, I was wondering if there's a sparrow collection. I guess there's not a lot of sparrows to collect and stuff like that, so it wouldn't really be that important. I feel like they put so much emphasis on the ghosts and the class items being viable now that they probably didn't even take a look at sparrows. They probably added a couple, but nothing major, so there's no reason for a sparrow collection or something like that. I'm not really sure. Tell me what you guys think. I hope you'll like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will catch you in the next one.